Royaline Space.
Hey, little space explorers! Today we're zooming all the way to the closest planet to the Sun, Mercury. Are you ready to discover some super cool facts about this tiny, mysterious planet? Let's blast off! Mercury is the tiniest planet in our solar system, and it's super cool. It's even smaller than some moons. That means if Mercury were a marble, some moons like Ganymede or Titan would be giant beach balls next to it. But don't let its size fool you. This tiny planet is packed with amazing surprises. Even though Mercury is small, it's a rocky planet, just like Earth. That means it has a solid surface you could stand on if you could survive the extreme temperatures. Mercury isn't covered in oceans or forests like Earth, but it has mountains, valleys, craters, and even giant cliffs taller than Mount Everest. Let's compare Mercury to Earth. If Earth were the size of a basketball, Mercury would be about the size of a ping pong ball. Tiny, right? But despite being small, Mercury is extremely fast. It zooms around the sun at nearly 47 kilometers per second. That's faster than any other planet in our solar system. If Mercury were a race car, it would leave every other planet far behind. Mercury's year is very short. While Earth takes 365 days to orbit the sun, Mercury only takes 88 Earth days. That's like having 4 birthdays every year. But here's a twist. A single day on Mercury, from sunrise to sunrise, is 176 Earth days. So even though Mercury's years are short, its days are very long. Imagine having one day that lasts almost half a year. Mercury does not have a thick atmosphere like Earth. Instead, it has a very thin layer of gases called an exosphere. This exosphere is made of oxygen, sodium, hydrogen, helium, and potassium. But it is so thin that it doesn't protect the planet from space rocks or trap heat. That's why Mercury has extreme temperatures that are hotter than any oven during the day and colder than Antarctica at night. During the daytime, Mercury can reach 430 degrees Celsius, which is hot enough to melt many metals. Standing there with a pizza, your pizza would cook instantly. But at night, temperatures can drop to minus 180 degrees Celsius, colder than any place on Earth. Mercury is a planet of fire and ice. Mercury is covered in craters, just like the moon. Craters form when asteroids or meteoroids crash into the planet. Because Mercury doesn't have a thick atmosphere to burn up these space rocks, they hit the surface directly. Some of Mercury's craters are massive. One of the biggest is called the Caloras Basin, which is almost 1,550 kilometers wide. That is wider than some countries. But craters are not the only interesting features. Mercury has giant cliffs called scarps. These cliffs formed when the planet cooled and shrank. Some of these cliffs are over 3 kilometers tall, taller than Mount Everest. Imagine cliffs that stretch for hundreds of kilometers across the planet. You could walk for days and still be climbing a giant wall of rock. Even though Mercury is so close to the sun, some of its craters near the poles are always in shadow. And inside these dark, frozen craters, there is water ice on the hottest planet in the solar system. Scientists believe this ice has been there for billions of years, protected from the sun's heat. Mercury also has a huge metal core, mostly made of iron and nickel. In fact, the core takes up about 85% of the planet's radius. That is huge compared to Earth, whose core takes up about 55%. Mercury's large core makes it very dense and even gives it a magnetic field, just like Earth. This magnetic field is weaker than ours, but it still protects the planet from some of the sun's charged particles. Mercury spins in a very strange way. For every 2 orbits around the sun, Mercury spins 3 times on its axis. This is called a 3-2-2 spin-orbit resonance. It means the days and nights on Mercury are very unusual compared to Earth. If you were standing on Mercury, the sun would rise, move across the sky very slowly, and set, but your day could last for months. From Mercury, the sun looks 3 times bigger than it does from Earth. Your eyes would have to squint a lot to handle that brightness. And because Mercury's axis barely tilts, some areas near the poles never see sunlight, which is why the ice can survive there. Other areas experience super long shadows that stretch for kilometers across the craters. Mercury has no moons and no rings, so it is just a rocky world with craters, cliffs, and ice. But even without moons, it is full of mysteries waiting to be explored. Scientists use spacecraft like Mariner 10, Messenger, and Bepi Colombo to study Mercury up close. These missions take amazing pictures and collect data about the planet's surface, core, and magnetic field. Studying Mercury helps scientists understand how planets form. How they cool! And how the early solar system looked billions of years ago. Mercury is like a time capsule, showing us what planets were like long ago. It may be tiny, but it tells a huge story. Here are some fun facts. Mercury is the fastest planet. It has giant cliffs. It has ice in the shadows. It has extreme temperatures. It spins in a very unusual way. If you lived there even for one day, you would see a huge sun. Walk across rocky craters, and maybe even find ice hidden in shadowy craters. Imagine being a little astronaut on Mercury. You would need a super strong spacesuit to survive the heat and cold. You could hop from crater to crater, explore giant cliffs, and see the sun like a giant glowing ball in the sky. Even though humans cannot live there, Mercury is perfect for robots and spacecraft exploring the mysteries of our solar system. Mercury has fascinated people for thousands of years. Ancient civilizations watched it zoom across the sky and thought it was two different stars, one in the morning and one in the evening. Later, people named it after the Roman messenger god Mercury, who was fast and wore winged sandals. And just like the god, the planet Mercury is the fastest traveler in the solar system. Even though Mercury is small, it is full of surprises. It has ice and fire, giant cliffs and deep craters, a magnetic field, a huge core, and a very strange rotation. Mercury might not have oceans, trees, or moons, but it is one of a kind. So, how fast is Mercury? Imagine this. While Earth takes a whole 365 days to go around the sun, that's one whole year. Mercury does it in just 88 days. That means if you lived on Mercury, you'd have a birthday party almost every 3 months. How cool would that be? It's the fastest planet in our solar system, zipping through space like a cosmic race car. Mercury's also the smallest planet. It's only a little bit bigger than our own moon, because it's so small and doesn't have much of an atmosphere. It looks a lot like the moon too, covered in craters from asteroids and comets that have crashed into it over billions of years. Think of them as space rock footprints. Now, let's talk about the weather on Mercury. You'll want to pack for both summer and winter, all in one day. During the day, temperatures can get scorching hot, over 400 degrees Celsius. That's hot enough to melt lead. But because there's almost no air to hold on to that heat, at night, it gets incredibly cold, dropping to minus 180 degrees Celsius. Talk about an extreme temperature swing. One of the coolest things about Mercury is its day. A single day on Mercury, from one sunrise to the next, is actually longer than its year. It takes about 176 Earth days for the sun to appear in the same spot in Mercury's sky. So you'd have a super, super long day followed by a super, super long night. Even though it's a tough place to visit, scientists have sent spacecraft like Mariner 10 and Messenger to study Mercury up close. They've sent back incredible pictures and information, helping us understand this mysterious little world. So, to recap our cosmic journey, Mercury is the smallest, the fastest, and the closest planet to the sun. It has crazy hot days and freezing cold nights, and a day that's longer than its year. What an amazing planet. What's your favorite fact about Mercury? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more awesome space adventures. See you next time!
Royal Lane Space.